Hey, welcome to Retiring in Japan. It's the second day of September 2025. This is the daily journal of a 61-year-old retired American guy living in Japan, trying to make my best way. Hey, making my best way with my new neighbors and friends. I'm getting together with one of my retired guys. The two of us, he and I are the two youngest guys in the retired group here that do the morning exercise every day. It's a Japanese tradition, and all the oldsters get together at 6:30 a.m. to exercise. He and I are the youngest. It's interesting because his son dated my daughter back in the day, a long time ago. My daughter's first date, so to speak, was with their son, and just life kind of coming back to the same community threw us together. He's recently retired, as am I, and we get together and talk every morning after radio exercise about our lives and making our way through retirement. And he's in the sports car phase. And anyway, we're getting together tomorrow to hang out in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'm not one really for friends. I never have been, but sometimes you find connections, and it's good to facilitate that. The human element, right? So I'm going to carry. Doesn't mean I don't like people. It's just that I've never been one to grow close connections with close personal connections with anyone other than the very, very near and immediate connections of my wife and my family, my immediate family, and every now and then as I'm moving through life, some people. But that's incidental to the time and the place. I rarely keep in contact after the disconnect happens. Because I move on. Always going on. Here's the water mill flowing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I need to make a note in my calendar so I remember the time. Now it's time to get home, meet the wife, take the dogs out for a walk, have breakfast, and then I'm meeting at 9:30 with some people doing this Retiring in Japan series. Look at the rice. Doing this Retiring in Japan series, brings me in contact with people who are planning a retirement. Most of them that reach out to me are people that are in the process of planning for the retirement, in particular coming to Japan, watching what my wife and I are doing, and have questions. And they sometimes ask to meet with me, sometimes in person. This morning, it's a phone call meeting with a couple that are en route to Japan. So many of you are coming. So many people. And it's like every month I'm talking to somebody, I'm meeting somebody or talking to them, having these meetings and daily correspondence, daily email from such people. That's kind of it. It's a community. All right, there's my house. How are we doing on the vegetable farmers? This is the farmhouse. They live down there. And then the farmer's wife puts out umeboshi and okra and those Japanese style kind of a bitter cucumbery things. And then the house is proceeding. Okay, let's begin the day. Join me if you like. Jump. I should go into the backyard and water the plants, but it just feels like the garden season has kind of passed. And also, there were snakes. I ran into 3 snakes yesterday morning when I went out there. Maybe I'll go check out later. I do have to get out there later and harvest a couple of, bell peppers and eggplants that are ready to eat. I'll do that later. Well, there she is. There's the one old woman that I usually see. She's usually walking with her friend, but her friend isn't there. Sometimes they walk along. Hi, Rudy. I got a letter, Rudy. Look at this. I don't care if you see my address. I'll cover their address. This is like the first letter I've received in forever. I can't wait to read it. It's dog walk time. Yumiko has an idea to go to a Japanese-style komika, like a coffee shop in Fuji City today, and then go antiquing. Sounds like fun. Let's do it. In the afternoon. This sense of floating is attended in part by a distant memory, growing distant, still more distant every day, of the workaday life. The rhythm, the strain, the hustle, and the stress. Like a pain. Long ceased. Vanishing into memory. This floating then is less a reward and perhaps more of an emergent consequence of the cessation of a difficult way of living that we need to do as adults. Once it comes to an end, this sense of more peaceful way seems to begin to emerge. The Japanese giant hornets, the Suzumebachi, are beginning to die. September and October, the dying season. And here's one right here on the ground, recently dead. Second one I've seen this morning. We have to be very careful this time of year, as the hornets can be especially aggressive. It was a productive morning. Had talking with some people who were just talking about life circumstances and stuff. It was interesting. And then I had a problem with one of my last shipments that I sent out to a United States customer. I got it out before the deadline last week for the Japan Post not shipping to the United States, but it didn't make it out of the country, and just this morning it got stopped at Aichi Processing Center. Oh, my brother's calling me. Okay, lunch is done, and there's a jumping spider. Let you out. You don't want to go to Fuji, do you? There you go. Now we're gonna go to Fuji area, to a Kominka style cafe, I think. Coffee shop, maybe. Okay, we're in Fuji City right now, which is the home of Mount Fuji. And we're at a old style Japanese house that apparently the owner heard it was going to be destroyed, and he bought it to make it, or he or she bought it to make it into a cafe. So let's go inside. The menu is pretty sparse, but apparently very good. Let's have some coffee. Oh, it's the siphon style, like siphoning gas out of the car. Coffee. Let's do it.
I don't see him. Okay.
Oh, it's hot.
Put this on the table first, then go to the counter to order.
Oh. A little further on? Oh, that's nice too. What you do is you take that white stone, the hot stone, and you put it on the table to say, taken. And then you can go order your stuff. House. We got cake ready. I asked, and this house is 100 years old, which would put it to 1925, which would be 1912 to, this would be Showa Jidai. Is that right? Or Taisho Jidai, 1912, 1920. Yeah. So firmly in our favorite period of Japan. Our coffee and desserts have arrived. I got the tiramisu and a latte, hot. And what did you get? A cheesecake?
Cheesecake.
And just a coffee.
Coffee.
Let's see.
Siphon coffee.
Siphon coffee, that is. So I think I should have got the siphon coffee, which this is something this place is really made for. Yumiko got it, and it's really, really good. It's unlike yours is better. She's rubbing it in, but that's really amazing. So I guess you should know that if you come to a Japanese-style coffee shop, you'll get what the specialty is, right? Lesson learned. Oishii? While we're enjoying our coffee and cake, I want to show you, I've been staring up at the architecture, and I want to show you a couple of things that I noticed that I think are to make an old house like this extra secure. First of all, look at the braces that they've got on the woodwork there, at the corners. They've got them there, a couple more here, more along over there, plus concrete all along where the posts would have been. Those would have just been sitting on rocks or little foundations, but now there's concrete all throughout. There's a bracing structure here. Of course, I would lose the focus. I'll show you without talking. Bracing structure. All of this walkway here would have been the earth underneath the house before. The actual, you can see the level here. This is where the house was. The level right there where the house was. Like what's over here. So all of this would have been tatami mat level there. So they took all that out to create this flooring that people can walk down, as that employee's doing. Kind of gives it more of a cafe type of a feel. And here's the stairs leading up to the second floor. And then the main cafe over there. And a big piece of land. Yumiko and I were talking, we think that it probably was a merchant's house, given that it's in the harbor, very close to where all the merchants would do their thing. So trying out some of the other chairs, these big cushy chairs here. Yumiko got one over there.
Very nice.
Very nice. I'm looking out the window. San, ni, ichi, muri. We just realized that this restaurant right behind me is right next to Yoshiwara Station here in Fuji City. Check out this abandoned building. Look how light it is back here, but then Mount Fuji is right over there. Look how dark it is. That's the base of Mount Fuji over there. Okay, now Yumiko and I are going to go to an antique store that's in another kominka. Let's go do that. Off we go. Jimny time. You know, when we were planning to retire, doing this kind of a day like this in the middle of the week on a Tuesday was just the kind of thing that I thought would be the stereotypical retired life activity. You know, on a Tuesday, going out for a coffee shop, and then antiquing. Couldn't have structured that any better. And here we are. We're floating. Check out this place. It's another old style Japanese house. This time, instead of a cafe, it's an antique store. Let's go see. So in addition to having the antique store there, Yumiko says in that building over there, they have a flea market every Saturday and Sunday held in there. Interesting. And there's a language institute there too. Beautiful house.
That is so cute.
Kawaii. We're deep inside now. Getting a tour of an old house. This guy's giving us, showing us everything. I don't want to violate his privacy, so I'm not going to take photos. Just this little bit. Now he's taking us in the backyard. We bought a whole box full of stuff. So we learned a lot about them. I was following the conversation. Yumiko filled me in on a lot. They've lived there. They were there. They're about 10 years older than us. They retired at 60, and that's what retirement can look like 10 years in. Very talkative, full of stories, most genuine, deepest smiles, huh? Wow. I mean, I was telling Yumiko, money can't buy that kind of happiness. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Then we're gonna stop at 7-Eleven now and get ourselves some coffee for the road. And we should be able to get back pretty soon. Look at those clouds all along Mount Fuji back there. Wow. We're both gonna get Nikuman and coffee. Kohimo?
No.
Water, Nikuman, and coffee. Feedback from some of you that you like to watch me get my coffee. So here we go. The machine. What's it? There you go. Put it in. And then a hot latte large. And off we go. Chug, chug, chug. Chug, chug, chug. Chug, chug, chug. You need that other type of machine for that, I think.
That means there you go.
It is you. It is you. Or it was. So got Nikuman, coffee, and water. And it was all, and I got a Nikuman for Yumiko too, all under 600 yen, or about 620, something like that. Nikuman, if you're not familiar, are these savory, meaty buns. They are really good. Are they from China? Isn't that what Kung Fu Panda, Po, his family made? Uncle. They're really good if you want something to really just kind of fill you up between meals. The light of day is almost gone. I want to show you the few things that I bought today at that antique store. This is an interesting little one. It's a little daruma on a little pedestal. Isn't that neat? It's so tiny. Tiny little carved wooden daruma. Kind of like my big daruma here. You know. But little. Then I also got these two little metal hooks, antique hooks that I'm going to put in my room to, you know, hook things. Got those. And then I got this really neat little box here. See that? Some probably used to hold a writing kit. You know, the ink stains in there. It's got some nice, it's hard to make out in this very, very dim fading light here. Can you make, whoa, what the hell was that? Oh, it's a cicada. Cicada came right in and wanted to get in close. Look at the nice, are those bamboo pins, I think? It's a little hard to make out. I think they might be bamboo, maybe nails, but probably bamboo pins. And then nice hardware on the back. Very nice little items. Okay, the day's almost done. The sounds out there are really changing. Hear the crickets and the cicadas at the same time. I think it's almost dinner time. First lights are coming on. I just noticed the wind knocked over. Put the light on so Rudy can come down. Come on down, Rudy. Come on. It knocked over one of our the thing that out there by the window thingy. Yeah. Papa will be back in a second. I'm just gonna go out and get something. Okay. You stay here. Papa will be back in just a second. Let's go put it back up. And there's our Nikki's on. Back in just a second. Ooh, it's real jungle out here. Look how dark it is in the bamboo forest. Ooh. And there's snakes in there. I saw 3 snakes there yesterday. That looks better. And it's dinner time. Ooh. Good looking stuff. Let's eat. Well, another day in the bag. Good day of having fun, making good use of the time. Now I'll take the dogs for a walk and wrap things up. The older couple that we met at the antique store today, the proprietors there, they're kind of like a senpai in a way, who've gone ahead. They reconnoitered the course, and you could see in their attitude, in their eyes, in what they said and what they did, and the unrushed nature of things that they've settled into, deeply into a way of life, the type of freedom that we're just starting to get used to, so much so that it's just the way they are. It seems to be a good and peaceful place. I hope that that place awaits. We're certainly not there yet. At least I'm not. No guarantees that I'm going to be able to sustain this floating way of being, nor that my health will, persist, or even my seemingly collected frame of mind. But isn't that the same risk for all of us at every season? Balance and equanimity are ever fleeting. So what I saw today in that couple is something that I'll aspire to attain, absolutely. But to reach a state of maybe general well-being, where that can be the greater measure of the days. That's a worthwhile goal. Maybe the most reasonable. Enough for tonight, enough thinking. Let's finish the walk, take a bath, go to sleep. And maybe, if you care to join me, see you tomorrow. Be safe, but not too safe. Okay. I put my hand close to that, but no way. Sugoi. Let me make it move though, so it won't get nobody to run into it. Here we go. Watch. Well, I'm gonna. Oh! Ah! Where'd it go?
Right there. Right here.
Oh.
A little further. There you go. There you go.
Oh, wrong way.
Don't come back.
There you go. There you go. Woo! That's a big one. Thanks for pointing it out.